The world's first computer, not invented in Silicon Valley, not built by NASA, not even created during the Industrial Revolution. Instead, it sat at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea for nearly 2,000 years, covered in coral, rusting away, waiting for someone to discover it. And when they finally did, it completely rewrote the history of technology. Today, I'll show you 5 ancient artifacts that are so mysterious that even modern scientists still can't fully explain them. By the end of this video, you'll understand why historians still lose sleep over these discoveries. Artifact 1. The Antikythera Mechanism. In the year 1900, a group of Greek sponge divers were searching the seafloor near the tiny island of Antikythera. What they found looked like an ordinary Roman shipwreck. Statues, coins, jewelry, nothing unusual. Then, one diver noticed what looked like a lump of rock. It wasn't gold, it wasn't marble, it wasn't even interesting. But that rusty rock would become one of the greatest archaeological discoveries ever made. Pause. When archaeologists cleaned it, they realized something impossible. Tiny bronze gears, dozens of them, interlocked with incredible precision. Build mystery. No one expected gears like these, because according to history, machines this advanced shouldn't exist for another 1,000 years. Reveal. Scientists spent decades trying to understand it. Nothing made sense, until modern X-ray scanners looked inside. That's when the impossible happened. Explain. The device could predict solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, moon phases, planet positions, calendar cycles. It wasn't just a clock. It was an astronomical computer. Add suspense. But here's the question that still terrifies historians. If people could build this, what else have we lost? Transition. And believe it or not, the next artifact is even stranger.
Artifact 2. The Voynich Manuscript. The book no one can read. Imagine walking into an old library and finding a book unlike anything you've ever seen. Its pages are centuries old. The ink hasn't faded. The illustrations are beautifully detailed. Every page is packed with neat, carefully written text. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary medieval manuscript. But there's one terrifying problem. No one on Earth can read a single sentence inside it. Not because the pages are damaged. Not because entire chapters are missing. Not because the language has been forgotten. But because the language itself has never been identified. This is the Voynich Manuscript, one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in human history. The book was rediscovered in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfred Voynich, hidden inside an old library in Italy. At first, scholars believed it would be just another forgotten medieval text. They couldn't have been more wrong. For over 100 years, the world's greatest linguists, historians, mathematicians, and codebreakers have tried to unlock its secrets. Every single one has failed. During World War II, some of the same brilliant cryptographers who successfully cracked enemy military codes examined the manuscript. These were people who could decipher messages that decided the outcome of battles. Yet this mysterious book defeated every one of them. Then came the age of computers. Researchers fed thousands of pages into powerful algorithms, hoping artificial intelligence would recognize hidden patterns. Modern AI can translate dozens of languages, identify handwriting, and solve incredibly complex problems. But the Voynich manuscript remains stubbornly silent. The text follows strange grammatical patterns, almost as if it were written in a real language. The words repeat in logical ways. Certain symbols appear only in specific sections. Nothing about it looks random. Yet none of it matches any known alphabet, language, or writing system ever discovered. And the illustrations only make the mystery deeper. Many pages are filled with drawings of plants. But when botanists studied them, they found something astonishing. Some plants resemble real species. Yet every one of them contains impossible features. A leaf from one plant, the roots of another, flowers that don't belong to either. It's as if someone combined multiple plants into entirely new species that don't exist anywhere on Earth. Then there are the bizarre diagrams of stars and constellations, circular charts filled with mysterious symbols, astronomical illustrations that resemble zodiac wheels, yet don't perfectly match the skies as we know them. What were they mapping? The heavens? A forgotten calendar? Or something else entirely? Perhaps the strangest pages show dozens of naked women bathing in an unusual green liquid. They appear to be connected through elaborate tubes, pools, and strange biological structures. Some researchers think these images represent medicine. Others believe they're symbolic. And some admit they have absolutely no idea what they're looking at. Every page raises more questions than answers. So what is the Voynich Manuscript? Could it be a sophisticated code designed to hide dangerous knowledge? A forgotten language from a civilization lost to history? An elaborate medieval hoax that somehow fooled generations of experts? Or is it something even stranger? Evidence of knowledge that has simply been erased by time. More than a century after its discovery, no one knows. And perhaps that's the most unsettling part. The book has been sitting in libraries for hundreds of years. Thousands of people have stared directly at its pages. Millions have seen photographs of it. Yet not a single human being can confidently tell you what even one complete sentence actually says. The Voynich Manuscript isn't just an unreadable book. It's a conversation from the past that humanity has completely forgotten how to hear.
Artifact 3, the Baghdad Battery. Did ancient people discover electricity? When you think of electricity, one name probably comes to mind: Thomas Edison, the inventor who helped bring electric light into homes and change the modern world forever. But what if I told you that nearly 2,000 years before Edison was even born, someone may have built something capable of producing electricity? It sounds impossible. Yet in the 1930s, archaeologists excavating near Baghdad, Iraq, uncovered an object that continues to spark one of history's greatest debates. At first glance, it didn't look remarkable. It wasn't made of gold. It wasn't covered in precious jewels. It wasn't even particularly beautiful. It was just a small clay jar about the size of a water bottle. Most people would have walked right past it. But when researchers looked inside, they found something no one expected: a hollow copper cylinder, an iron rod running through its center, and the two metals were carefully separated so they wouldn't touch each other. To most people, these might seem like random pieces of metal, but to an electrical engineer, they look strangely familiar. Decades later, scientists decided to perform an experiment. They recreated the ancient jar using the same materials. Then they poured in an acidic liquid, vinegar, grape juice, or even lemon juice. Almost immediately, the device produced a small electrical current. Not enough to power a light bulb, not enough to charge your phone, but enough to prove one incredible thing: the design actually works as a simple electrochemical cell. In other words, it can generate electricity. That discovery shocked historians around the world. Had ancient civilizations discovered electricity centuries before modern science? If so, what were they using it for? One of the most popular theories involves jewelry. Some researchers believe these jars may have been used for electroplating, using electricity to coat objects with a thin layer of precious metals like gold or silver. If true, ancient craftsmen may have been creating beautiful jewelry using a process we still use today. Others have suggested the jars had a medical purpose. Perhaps they delivered tiny electric shocks for pain relief or religious healing rituals. After all, even today, mild electrical stimulation is used in certain medical treatments. Then there are those who believe the jars played a ceremonial role. Imagine a priest secretly generating tiny electric shocks during a ritual. To people who had never seen electricity before, it could have seemed like divine power, a miracle, proof that the gods were present. But there's another side to the story. Many archaeologists remain unconvinced. They point out something important. Despite decades of research, there is no direct evidence that these jars were ever used as batteries. No wires have been discovered. No ancient writings describe generating electricity. No workshops containing large numbers of these devices have ever been found. Some experts argue the jars may have simply been used to store scrolls, perfumes, sacred oils, or other valuable materials. Others believe the electrical experiment is interesting, but entirely accidental. Just because an object can produce electricity doesn't necessarily mean that was its original purpose. Think of it this way. If archaeologists 2,000 years from now discovered a spoon, they might find dozens of unexpected ways to use it. But that doesn't mean every possible use was the reason it was created. And that's exactly why the Baghdad Battery remains such a fascinating mystery. Was it the world's first battery? An ingenious scientific invention centuries ahead of its time? A religious artifact? A storage container? Or are modern people simply seeing technology where none ever existed? Even after decades of experiments and debate, historians still don't agree. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't whether the Baghdad Battery produced electricity, it's whether the people who built it ever intended it to. Artifact 4. The Saqqara Bird. An ancient glider? At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a small wooden toy bird. Simple, ordinary, easy to overlook. But take a closer look, and something feels different. Its wings are long and straight. Its body is shaped in a way that reminds many people of a modern glider rather than a real bird. This tiny wooden object, discovered inside an ancient Egyptian tomb at Saqqara, has sparked decades of debate. Some engineers and aviation enthusiasts became so intrigued that they built replica models based on its design. To their surprise, some of these replicas were able to glide through the air surprisingly well. Could the ancient Egyptians have understood basic principles of aerodynamics thousands of years before the invention of modern aircraft? Or is that taking the evidence too far? Many archaeologists think so. They argue the Saqqara Bird is simply a stylized carving of a bird, possibly a toy, a weather vane, or a symbolic religious object. They also point out that the original artifact lacks features found on modern aircraft, such as a horizontal tail, making comparisons to gliders questionable. So what are we looking at? A remarkable coincidence? A beautifully crafted bird with no hidden meaning? Or a small clue that hints at knowledge we've yet to fully understand? The Saqqara Bird continues to divide opinion. Coincidence or forgotten knowledge? Artifact 5. The Roman dodecahedra. The mystery Rome never explained. Imagine discovering an object made by one of history's greatest civilizations and realizing no one knows what it was for. Across Europe, archaeologists have uncovered more than 100 mysterious bronze objects known as Roman dodecahedra. Each one is about the size of a baseball. They have 12 pentagonal faces, circular holes of different sizes on each face, and small knobs at every corner. What's fascinating is that no two are exactly alike. So what were they used for? Over the years, experts have proposed dozens of theories. Some believe they were candle holders. Others think they were measuring tools used by engineers or surveyors. Some suggest they were military range-finding instruments. Others believe they had a religious or ceremonial purpose. One of the more unusual theories is that they were used to help knit gloves by wrapping yarn around the different sized holes. The truth is, none of these ideas has ever been proven, and that's what makes them so mysterious. The strangest part isn't that we still don't know their purpose. It's that the Romans documented almost everything, from architecture and warfare to medicine and daily life. Yet nowhere in surviving Roman writings is there a clear description of these objects. It's as if they simply vanished from history, taking their true purpose with them. Artifact 5. The Roman dodecahedra. The mystery Rome never explained. Imagine discovering an object made by one of history's greatest civilizations and realizing no one knows what it was for. Across Europe, archaeologists have uncovered more than 100 mysterious bronze objects, known as Roman dodecahedra. Each one is about the size of a baseball. They have 12 pentagonal faces, circular holes of different sizes on each face, and small knobs at every corner. What's fascinating is that no two are exactly alike. So what were they used for? Over the years, experts have proposed dozens of theories. Some believe they were candle holders. Others think they were measuring tools used by engineers or surveyors. Some suggest they were military range-finding instruments, Others believe they had a religious or ceremonial purpose. One of the more unusual theories is that they were used to help knit gloves by wrapping yarn around the different sized holes. The truth is, none of these ideas has ever been proven, and that's what makes them so mysterious. The strangest part isn't that we still don't know their purpose. It's that the Romans documented almost everything, from architecture and warfare to medicine and daily life. Yet nowhere in surviving Roman writings is there a clear description of these objects. It's as if they simply vanished from history, taking their true purpose with them. 5 ancient artifacts, 5 mysteries, and not a single one has a definitive answer. The Antikythera Mechanism made us question the history of technology. The Voynich Manuscript challenged the greatest codebreakers on Earth. The Baghdad Battery made us wonder if electricity was discovered far earlier than we thought. The Saqqara Bird blurred the line between imagination and engineering. And the Roman dodecahedra reminded us that even one of history's greatest civilizations could leave behind secrets no one can explain. These discoveries don't prove that ancient people had futuristic technology, but they do prove something just as fascinating. History is far more mysterious than most of us realize. Every year, archaeologists uncover new pieces of the past. Some answer old questions, others create even bigger ones. So here's a question for you. Which of these 5 artifacts do you think has the most convincing explanation? And which one remains the biggest mystery? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. If you enjoyed exploring history's greatest unsolved mysteries with me, don't forget to subscribe, because this is only the beginning. In the next video, we'll dive into another mystery that has puzzled scientists and historians for decades. Until then, stay curious, because history still has secrets waiting to be uncovered.